Welcome to the Deep Dives. This is the AI Brief, episode 275.
Our job today is pretty straightforward. Cut through the noise and give you the essential insights on AI's latest moves.
We're talking capability, adoption, how it's really weaving into businesses.
And we've got a real head-scratcher to unpack today, haven't we?
Absolutely. It's this central contradiction popping up everywhere. You've got, 90% of developers now actively using AI, like every day.
Spending serious time with it, too. Couple hours a day.
But then a huge chunk of them, almost a third, basically say they don't really trust what the AI spits out.
Yeah, trust levels are a little or even not at all. So it's indispensable, but also suspect.
Exactly. Essential, but skepticism remains high. It's fascinating.
So what does that mean for knowledge work generally? That's the big question.
We're going to dig into that paradox today, plus a couple of other, frankly, mind-blowing capability leaps.
Okay, so first up,
We'll look at that Google Dora report data on developers and AI,
then the AI acing the CFA exam, all levels, in minutes.
which is just wild. And finally, MIT using AI, this thing called SEIGen, to actually design brand new quantum materials.
Okay, sounds like a packed agenda. Let's get into it.
All right, first stop, developers. Google Cloud's latest Dora report, it really puts a number on what many suspected about AI and software development.
And that number is huge. 90% adoption. It's basically everyone now.
Pretty much universal.
Mm.
And like we said, integrating AI assistants for about 2 hours every single day, that's not trivial usage.
No, that's core workflow integration. And you can see why when you look at the results they're reporting.
Right, the efficiency boost is there. 80% say they're more efficient.
And nearly 60%, 59% to be exact, are seeing actual improvements in their code quality. So it's working on some level.
But here's that twist again, that contradiction. Despite all that usage, all that efficiency, 30% just don't trust the output much, or at all.
How does that compute? You rely on something daily, but you're constantly side-eyeing it.
It feels inefficient in its own way, doesn't it? If you have to double-check everything.
Well, maybe. Or maybe it tells us something important about where AI is right now. It's good, maybe great, at the routine stuff, the 90%.
But the tricky bits, the corner cases, the subtle logic flaws.
Exactly. That's where it can still stumble. Hallucinations, weird integrations, stuff that needs a human sanity check.
So the lack of trust isn't a bug, it's a feature, a necessary safeguard.
I think that's a good way to put it. It suggests that human judgment, that critical final review, is still absolutely essential. It hasn't been automated away.
Even if the initial drafting is way faster.
Precisely. Think about it. It's much quicker to review and fix mostly correct code than to write it all from scratch. The human role shifts.
From pure creation to oversight and correction.
Right, and Google kind of acknowledges this with their Dora AI capabilities model. It outlines practices for companies to, manage this new reality and actually get the benefits.
So productivity goes up, but quality control remains firmly in human hands. An interesting balance.
Okay, now let's shift gears from code to high finance. This idea of complex reasoning and human oversight gets even more interesting here.
We're talking about the CFA exam, the Chartered Financial Analyst credential.
Which is notoriously difficult. We're talking, 1,000 hours of study, typically, spread over 3 really tough levels.
And historically, AI just couldn't crack the later stages, especially the level 3 essays that require deep synthesis and judgment.
Yeah, 2 years ago, those essay questions were basically impossible for AI.
Yeah.
But now, research from NYU Stern and Goodfin shows, a massive leap.
They tested a bunch of the latest model.
23 of them. And get this, 9 different models passed all 3 levels on mock exams, including those level 3 essays.
Passed, as in scored above the threshold.
Above 63%, yeah. The top models were way above that on the essay parts, too. OpenAI's A4 Mini hit nearly 80%.
Wow. And Gemini 2.5 Pro, Claude 4 Opus also scored really high, mid-70s.
And here's the kicker. The AI models did this in minutes.
Minutes versus 1,000 hours of human study. That's staggering.
It really is. And it wasn't just about spitting out facts. They had human graders evaluate the essays alongside automated systems.
And the humans liked to the AI answers.
They consistently scored the AI essays higher, by about 5.6 points. It suggests the AI is producing genuinely nuanced, human-like reasoning.
So the kind of analytical work that forms the basis of investment reports, valuations, AI can basically do that now at superhuman speed.
It certainly looks that way, the core analytical synthesis part, yes.
So what's left for the human finance professional? if the 1,000 hours of analysis is done in minutes?
Well, like with the developers, the role shifts. It moves towards things AI can't easily replicate.
Soft skills, client relationships.
Exactly. And maybe even more importantly, strategic judgment. Taking that perfect AI-generated analysis and applying it in the messy real world.
Considering market sentiment, client psychology, things that aren't in the data.
Right. The human becomes the strategist, the context applier, the final decision maker dealing with unquantifiable risks, not the report writer.
Okay, from finance, let's jump to the very fabric of reality. Materials science. This MIT project, SCI Gen, sounds pretty sci-fi.
It kind of is. It's an AI designed specifically to help create new materials, particularly ones with exotic quantum properties needed for future tech.
Like quantum computers and things like that.
Precisely. Those technologies need materials with very specific, often strange properties that are super rare or don't even exist naturally.
So how does SCI Gen work? It's not just dreaming up random atoms, is it?
No, that's the clever part. Standard generative AI, if you just ask it to invent a material, often creates stuff that's, well, physically impossible, violates chemistry rules.
Junk, basically.
Right. SCI Gen is different. It guides generative models, specifically diffusion models, using built-in structural rules. It enforces the laws of physics and chemistry during the creation process.
So it has constraints. It knows what's physically plausible. I see they worked with Google DeepMind on that part.
Yeah, to ensure it avoids those impossible structures. It turns AI's creativity into a focused engineering tool.
And the scale. They generated how many possibilities?
10 million potential materials, which is just vast.
And filtered those down.
Down to about 1 million that the AI deemed stable enough to actually, exist in the real world.
1 million viable candidates generated just like that. That's incredible.
And it's not just theory. This is the crucial bit. The researchers went into the lab and actually synthesized 2 completely new materials predicted by SCI Gen.
TiPi-DBi and TiPi-BS. Did I get that right?
You got it. And they tested them and confirmed the AI's predictions about their magnetic properties held up.
So the AI designed it, and it worked in reality.
Exactly. This massively accelerates the search for materials needed for quantum computing, better batteries, no drugs, clean energy.
You're cutting down years, maybe decades of trial and error searching.
Potentially, yes. It's a shortcut to fundamental discovery, powered by AI that understands physical rules. Really profound implications. #tag everything else in AI today.
Okay, let's broaden out now and cover some of the other key updates happening across the AI landscape this week.
Sure. Big news on the enterprise software front. Microsoft is integrating Anthropic's Claude models into Microsoft 365 Copilot.
So users can now choose
Well,
between OpenAI and Anthropic.
Yep. You can pick, say, Opus 4.1 for really complex reasoning tasks, or maybe Sonnet 4 for more routine writing, gives users more flexibility.
And that extends to Azure ML Studio 2, mixing models from different providers. More choice there.
Moving over to hardware and global partnerships, NVIDIA's made a deal with Alibaba in China.
For what specifically?
Alibaba's integrating NVIDIA's physical AI tools, think simulation tech for things like robotics, smart factories, simulating 3D environments.
Interesting. So Alibaba's pushing hard on its industrial AI side,
Seems like it. Meanwhile, in funding news, Cohere just raised another $100 million.
pushing their valuation up near $7 billion now, right?
That's right. Driven by enterprise demand for their security-focused platform and models, shows the B2B AI market is still incredibly hot.
Okay, anything for the open source folks.
Cloudflare open-sourced something called Vibe SDK. It lets you deploy an AI vibe coding platform easily.
Vibe coding. Explain that one.
It's about using AI to understand the intent or the vibe of code, not just the syntax. Helps developers get up to speed on unfamiliar code bases faster.
Got it. And how about AI in government?
The UK government's reporting success with an AI tool for fraud detection. Their Fraud Risk Assessment Accelerator helped recover a record 480 million in fraudulent claims last year.
Wow, a real-world impact number there.
Definitely. And maybe the weirdest story of the week? This app called Neon Mobile.
The one that pays users.
Yeah, reportedly offering up to $30 a day for users to let it record their conversations, or at least the user side, and sell the audio to AI companies for training data.
That sounds ethically fraught, even if it's just one side of the conversation.
The terms apparently grant very broad rights to the recordings, and it climbed high on the App Store charts, interestingly. A strange new data market emerging. #tag today's trending AI tools.
All right, let's wrap up with some trending tools you might want to check out. What's making noise?
For video, Kling 2.5 Turbo is getting attention. Seems to be pretty good at generating video with realistic physics in motion.
Okay. What about brainstorming or visualizing ideas?
Google has an experimental tool called Mixboard. It's like a digital canvas designed specifically for mapping out and connecting ideas.
Nice. Any new vision models?
Alibaba released Qwen 3VL. It's their latest state-of-the-art vision language model, scoring really well on benchmarks that test understanding images and text together.
Useful for multimodal tasks, then. What about dealing with documents?
Two tools here. DeepTiger is specialized for pulling structured information out of new documents with high precision.
And for researchers drowning in papers?
There's Wispaper. Claims it can screen, say, 1,000 academic papers and boil them down to the 20 most relevant ones in just 10 seconds.
Speed reading on steroids.
Pretty much. For content creation and image editing, Regie is a tool that uses AI to help generate assets without needing deep design skills.
And lastly,
Auron. This one aims to be more than just a chatbot. It tries to turn your computer into a proactive companion, managing tasks across different applications for you.
an AI assistant that actually assists. Interesting. Hashtag tag tagged outro.
So if we tie it all together, developers using AI constantly but warily, AI acing incredibly complex exams, it paints a clear picture, doesn't it?
Yeah, AI is becoming absolutely fundamental infrastructure. It's essential now.
But that human layer, that critical judgment, oversight, context, it's still paramount, whether you're reviewing code or making the financial decision.
The human role is definitely shifting, moving up the value chain maybe, away from raw information processing.
Which leads us to that final thought for you to chew on.
If AI can replicate the synthesis involved in, say, 1,000 hours of intense CFA study and do it in minutes,
What does that really mean for traditional knowledge work? How much of it was just high-speed information synthesis that's now being automated?
leaving the truly irreplaceable human value in context, relationships, strategic foresight.
Something worth considering as you figure out how to work alongside these increasingly powerful tools.
Definitely food for thought. That's our deep dive for today.
If you find this useful, if you need that shortcut to staying informed on AI, please do follow the AI Brief.
And share it with others who could use it. We'll be back next time to break down the next wave of AI shifts.